I'm a middle school education major and my emphasis is in mathematics and I am a senior. Here on campus, I currently serve as the Black Student Union president. This is my second year serving as the president, and so with that, I am a leader on campus.
I am a 22-year sales veteran in the pharmaceutical sales industry. My true passion also resides in working with Backpack to Briefcase, a mentoring and scholarship program that I had the joy of founding 10 years ago. A whole decade of giving back to the local community, servicing colleges across the state of Missouri through mentorship and scholarship. In regards to the Board of Regents, full circle, I just completed my tenure.
I am the Assistant to the President for Equity and Diversity and the Dean of Students. The Assistant to the President is essentially the diversity officer for the campus. The Dean of Students, that is one of those positions where, you're essentially just handling whatever issue one of our students could potentially bring to your attention.
I was the Student Government Association president for 2 years. I was a Red Hawk Health educator. We tackled things like diversity and inclusion, because those are very important, ongoing importance. People need to feel as though they have other people to look up upon that look like them. They need to be able to resonate with leadership and feel like people understand them. And people do need to understand them. It needs to go beyond just feeling understood.
I am a professor of mass media. I took over the Arrow as a faculty advisor in 2009. The Arrow is one of the oldest student-run news institutions in the country. We've been here for over a century, always run by students, with students making editorial decisions. Most of us want to change the world. So making sure that my students have that kind of experience here is important so that they can go out and become community leaders.
I worked here as a history professor and then director of honors and provost. One of my mentors was Kayla Stroop, who was president here at Southeast Missouri State University. I think that she put the vision in my mind that women can move up into higher education, because this is so many years ago. There were not many women presidents. So she opened that possibility. And I hope I opened possibilities for other women. I always tried while I was here to be supportive of everyone, certainly not make a distinction, and give women equal opportunities, which it's easy to take those for granted.
Rosa Parks has always been someone that I've admired. She has a connection to Missouri, of course, and to think about, what it had to have taken for her to do what she did and to take the stand that she took. And you feel a little bit overwhelmed in thinking that someone like her and others lived through these things. The Montgomery bus boycott, a year of people taking a stand to walk to work, to refuse to be, put on the back of the bus, or to be told that you can't sit next to someone at a lunch counter.
Of course, Ida B. Wells. That was a black female journalist who was also social justice minded, right? She spoke about anti-lynchings and continued to do her work as much as she could in her hometown and when she was forced out of it because of her work.
Ms. Marva Collins was a famous black educator woman, and she started her own school. So the school that she started teaching at long ago, they weren't ensuring like a quality education for the kids. So she took it upon herself. She quit her job and she started teaching out of her house. And so with that, I think that she was unstoppable.
An individual that I'm always impressed with is Eleanor Roosevelt. For example, she was the first person to invite African Americans into the White House for social situations and was greatly criticized for that. But she knew that was how to help the country overcome some of that bigotry.
We stand on the shoulders of giants, and there's a certain pressure that comes along with knowing that you are the giant that people are going to stand on at some point.
You know, we have pockets of communities just in this region where you don't have African American professionals. And we have students coming from all over the place. We have international students. We have students from other states that have that same experience. They're not used to having an African American professional in the classroom. And so that really gives me the opportunity to show them what we can do, but also to show them the similarities.
And what I've been learning through my classes, and I do this as a side job on top of my other job, is that really at a young age, maybe as young as 5 or 6, there is no fundamental difference in the mind of these kids that their gender even has an impact on what they do. And I love that. I love that because I get into class and I see these kids, they all look the same with these bright eyes and they're just excited to learn about what the challenge is so they can overcome it.
You know, a woman in action, you can't sit back and wait for everyone else to make your dreams come true, whether they're individual or whether they're for society. All of us have to participate and see a personal role in that.
Women in action.
Women in action.
Women in action, pursuing the dream.
Women in action, pursuing the dream.
Pursuing the dream.
Pursuing the dream.